hope, help, and healing. With a hint of humor, Hashimoto'sHealing.com. Now we're going to look at the Golden 8 itself, the exercise. And the first part, what we want to look at is how we stand. So each Golden 8 exercise begins with this natural standing form. And the standing form is very simple. You just want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart and your back straight, and lengthen your back slightly, and make sure you contract it as if someone were pulling up a string on the top of your head. And keep your tongue lightly pressed against the roof of your mouth and your chin slightly tucked in. And breathe into your lower dantian. As you advance and do more of this practice, you can focus on the top of your head, the point I mentioned earlier called byway or do 20 for all you acupuncture fans. And bring it up there, and then slowly bring your focus down your face, down your torso, down your legs, and out the tip of your toes. You can visualize the energy descending and taking with it any negative thoughts or feelings you might have. It's a great exercise to just take the negative energy and bring it down through your body and let it go out through your feet. And you can repeat this also down the back of your head, out your body, down your back, over your butt, down your legs, and out your heels. And then do it down the side of your body. First down the side of your head, the sides of your arms, out your fingers, then down the inside of your arm, and lastly in the beginning at your armpits, down the sides of your body, and out your toes. Have a nice simple exercise that can get rid of a lot of that negativity. Okay, next we're going to look at the first form of the Golden 8, which is called Reach for Happiness. And make sure you smile when you do this, because that's what we're doing. We're reaching for happiness. After a night of sleep, people should get up early. They should loosen their hair and slow down their movements. By these means, they can fulfill their wish to live healthfully. That's from the book by Master Lu. Okay, so the purpose and effect of this form is, in Chinese medicine, the lungs are some of the most important organs for creating and sustaining vitality and this energy. When we inhale, we take in oxygen and qi, this energy, both of which are really vital for us. That's why the lung exercises comes first in QiGong practice. This exercise has its origin in a famous Buddha statue where he's portrayed with his arms above his head, just like this exercise. And the lungs and large intestine in Chinese medicine comprise the metal element. For me, I think they're very closely related to the immune system. These paired organs, one thing that unifies them, again, is the immune system. The lungs and large intestine have an enormous number of lymph glands and immune tissue and cells all in and around them. So working on healing these areas can have tremendous benefit for calming, regulating, and balancing the immune system. This is very, very important for people with Hashimoto's because, of course, this is an autoimmune disease. So that's one of our primary goals. This exercise is also really good for digestive problems, heart, lung, spine, or back problems, and stiff neck and eye problems. It benefits all three major parts of the body. And it exercises the entire body through stretching and breathing, also bringing oxygen to the brain for greater alertness. Oxygen needs brain. Scientific experiments have shown that breathing with the arms above the head actually increases lung volume, and this exercise decreases the pressure of the internal organs on the heart and increases venous circulation and blood flow to the heart. And it massages and tones the internal organs. So it does a lot of great stuff, just this very simple exercise. And when you lock your fingers and push upward, it adjusts and balances your muscles, tendons, skeletal system, nerves, and spine. When you lower your hands and exhale, you're expelling waste and energy, relieving fatigue, and at the same time, getting your abdominal muscles and your diaphragm to relax, which really improves circulation in the whole abdominal and digestive area. Another super important area for us to heal with Hashimoto's. Okay, so how do we begin? You start with the natural standing form, and you move your left foot out so your feet are shoulder width apart. And your hands hang relaxed at your sides. As you inhale, gracefully sweep your hands out to your sides, to the front, and then let them settle somewhat in the front of the top of your dantian, which is located just below your navel. Your palms should be facing up, with the fingers of each palm facing towards each other. And as you sweep your hands, imagine that you're gathering up energy and creating a delicate yet powerful ball of energy. Make sure that your armpits are open the entire time so the energy flow is not impeded. Raise your hands, lifting the energy ball very lightly and steadily up the front of your heart. Move slowly as though the ball could pop or blow away if you're not gentle. Make sure your chest is open and full, and be careful not to have your hands too close to your body or your arms and chest will be constricted. So make sure you have a little space there. Then bring your palms down, rotating inward. Gently interlace your fingers. The opposite hand, lock them together. And as you exhale, with your eyes and head following your hands, raise and rotate your palms. Your palms out in front until they're stretched above your head. Just like that. And then press that ball of energy towards the sky, stretching your arms as far as they can go while keeping your fingers interlocked. Imagine pushing that ball of energy to the far limits of the sky, raising you up on your toes if your balance will allow that. Remember to remain mentally grounded and see yourself rooted like a tree. Push upward for 1 second as you fully exhale, then inhale deeply as is comfortable. And as you exhale, unlock your fingers, return your head and eyes to the forward position. Let your arms float downward, gently. Repeat this 3 times or twice a day. And when finished, really consciously maintain the height and the fully chested position that you've just achieved. Right? So we've really opened things up. So just take a moment when you're done to really just feel that and feel your body. Okay, now we're going to look at form number 2, which is called the archer. The archer, as the name suggests, is kind of like drawing a bow. And the quote for this is, "The breath of heaven is pure and light." So the purpose and effect of this is extending the chest and turning your neck and head. This really improves your circulation, again, especially in the head and neck area. A lot of us have a lot of tension in that area because the thyroid is inflamed. We have all these issues there. This exercise also improves heart and lung function. By improving posture and balance, it helps prevent both structural and functional disorders associated with poor posture, something that I have to deal with often. So, how do we do this? We start from the natural standing form. Again, move your left foot out a little bit so your feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Make sure your weight is evenly distributed. Bend your knees slightly into that horse stance. Keep the same foot and knee position throughout the entire exercise. As you inhale, sweep your arms up into a cross position about 6 inches in front of your heart with the right hand inside, palms facing the body. Like that. As you exhale, look at the wrists where they cross, concentrate on that spot, thinking you cannot be stopped in your movement. Curl your fingers of the right hand into a loose fist like you're drawing the string of a bow. And then rotate your left hand so the palm faces away the left side of your body. Imagine you're holding that string and pulling that bow. And as you inhale, turn your eyes and head to follow that left hand. Especially look at the left middle finger while you push the left hand away from the left side until it's fully extended with the hand at the 90 degree angle from your arm. Visualize this left hand as pushing like against a mountain. And the right fist pulls the string back as if the right fist in front of the right shoulder with the right arm bent parallel to the ground. And make sure you don't have your shoulders go up. Keep your shoulders relaxed as much as you can while you're doing this. The pulling is done with a soft, firm strength. It's not explosive. You're not going, oh! You're doing it slowly and gently. Allow your hips to rotate partially towards the left. Gives you a little more of a stretch for the lungs. And the knees to straighten a little bit as you get there. Don't twist your chest though. And as your arms are at full stretch, really concentrate on opening your chest as well as your mind. And as you exhale, return your hands to the cross position. And then repeat this on the opposite side. And do this 3 times in both directions. Feels really good. Okay, the next form is called Between Heaven and Earth. And traditionally in Chinese medicine, that's where man lives. That's what man is. Man is that area between heaven and earth. And yin and yang should be respected to the equal extent, is the quote for this one. Now this one we do these diametrically opposed movements, and the purpose of this is to, as we pull up, we uplift the stomach, the spleen, the liver, the gallbladder. And in doing so, this balances and coordinates them. It also stimulates peristalsis in the digestive system, aiding the stomach and the intestines in digestion. This is hugely important for many of the people with Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism, because often we have issues with slow peristalsis and slow movement there. That's why people are often constipated. So this is a great exercise for constipation. So what you want to do here is move your feet to the side so your feet are shoulder width apart. Sweep your hands out to your sides to the front and into the area just below your navel, right, the lower dantian. And bring them in as though you're gathering energy. As you inhale, bring your hands in front of your solar plexus. It's part just above your navel, right at the bottom of your sternum, just below your heart. And as you exhale, separate your palms, rotate the right palm upward towards the sky, and the left palm downward towards the earth. Go up on your toes if you can do it, if your balance allows, and your eyes and head follow the movement of your right hand upward. Then move your palms in the opposite direction till the right hand's fully extended above the head, the fingers pointing towards the left, palm facing the sky, so your palms up like that. Left hand should be fully extended downward with the fingers toward the front and the palm facing the earth. And make sure your hands are both fully flat and horizontal. And if your arms aren't flexible enough for that, then you can angle your upper palm somewhat facing forward and your lower palm at less than a full 90-degree angle from the ground, if you need to. And visualize that part, that the two hands are far apart, but they're connected with energy and chi to both the heavens and the earth. So you're going heaven and earth. We're really connecting to both. As you inhale, return the arms to the lower rib cage area, placing both palms on the rib cage, fingers facing down. As you exhale, slide both hands down across your abdomen, ending naturally as far as your hands can go, and directing that bad energy down your torso, out your legs and your feet. And return your hands to the starting position in front of your abdomen, with the other palm on top. Then you want to repeat the exercise in the opposite direction. You want to repeat this 3 times on each side. Okay, the next form is look back and let go. Just as the name suggests. Quote for this is, they should enable their breath to communicate with the outside world. They should act as though they loved everything outside. So this is a really good exercise for, as it suggests, looking back and letting go. Letting go of stress, letting go of all those things that you're holding on to that are causing you stress and causing you to tense up. This exercise really provides relief from stress and stress-related disorders. Stress is a huge trigger for people with Hashimoto's. Practicing this is especially helpful for long-term stress, which we have, that's what chronic disease is, emotional turmoil, and the effects of aging. Turning as far as possible stimulates circulation in the body, in the neck, in the eyes, in the head, and the central nervous system, and prevents high blood pressure and eye and neck problems. Twisting the spine, as we do, stimulates the internal organs and the thighs, and is good for the waist. And also it helps improve blood circulation in all of this area. So how you begin, you start from the natural standing form, move your left foot so your feet are wider than shoulder width apart, and bend your knees into horse stance. And as you inhale, sweep your hands about 5 inches out from the side of your waist with your thumbs making a well-stretched V and your palms facing down. So you're like this, palms facing down. As you exhale, bend your knees slightly and distribute your weight evenly over both feet. As you bend the knees and exhale, guide your energy to your lower dantian, and that's just below your navel. And as you inhale, rotate your upper body to the left as far as possible. Turn your head to look over your shoulder. Make sure your shoulders remain loose and relaxed, and hold that position for 1 or 2 seconds. As you exhale, rotate back to the center position. And repeat this in the opposite direction. We want to do this 3 times on each side. Great. The next form is twist and release. The quote for this is, the softness can overcome the stiffness, the calmness can overcome the agitation. I love the quotes from this book. Okay, this exercise has generally positive effect on the whole body and its circulation of energy. It also relieves tension and can lower blood pressure. And in traditional Chinese medicine, twisting the waist helps balance the yin and the yang energies of the body. It calms the heart and increases your breathing capacity. Many credit this exercise in particular with releasing tremendous anger and pent-up frustration. So this can be a great one for us. I think we all experience, as part of having Hashimoto's, frustration and anger, sometimes at loved ones, people who don't understand us, sometimes at our doctors who think we're nuts when we describe all the symptoms we have. We know we're not nuts, but it can be really frustrating. So this is a great exercise to relieve some of that. So we start out with this again in the natural standing form. Again, move your left foot so your feet are wider than shoulder width apart, and your weight is evenly balanced over both feet. Bend your knees slightly in a horse stance. Place your hands on your thighs with the thumbs pointing to the rear. The V between the thumb and fingers widely stretched. If you have strength, you can bend your knees enough so that your hands can rest near your knees. So bending your knees more is definitely more strenuous. Mentally guide your energy down to the soles of your feet and keep it there. And in preparation for the next step, make sure your hips and wrists are loose. It's really important to be relaxed in order to obtain the benefit from this exercise. So don't tense up. As you inhale, rotate your torso to the left, leading with the left shoulder and looking to the left. Then look to the right and down the right shoulder, searching to see the right foot. Sorry, I did the wrong side. So you're actually looking over your shoulder down towards your foot. And the right shoulder can be lowered slightly. And in all other respects, the shoulders have to naturally follow the shift of the torso so you don't hunch forward or pull back. So kind of really stretching, looking over your shoulder. And as you shift your attention to the right and the back, your torso tilts back slightly as if blown by the wind from the front. Imagine a string pulling up the top of your head while you're doing this. And when you look over your right shoulder, the pull is slightly backward. This improves your upward energy flow out through your head. Arch your upper back a little for extra stretch. And it's acceptable to lift the heel of your right foot off the ground if you need to, if it's too strenuous. Make sure you keep both your knees bent. Don't lift any of your fingers off your thighs during the stretch. Hold this for a second or two. Really, really important these movements are done smoothly as the long flowing movement. Feel free and flexible throughout. Try not to stiffen up your waists or your hips. And as you exhale, return the right knee to the position, standing position, the knees bent. And we're going to repeat this on the opposite side. This one also going to repeat 3 times on each side. Our next form is bending for health. Quote for this is, when the force does not support life, its foundation will dissolve. The force is strong. All right, the purpose and effect of this, well, the mindset during this exercise is that you're gathering the highest quality energy from heaven and earth as you move. And as you gather the best energy, you are nurturing your personal chi. So this is really kind of like putting energy in your energy bank account. The waist and abdomen area are the focus in this exercise. And the purpose is to stimulate the kidneys, the adrenal glands, and the arterial and venous circulation of the lower abdomen. In Chinese medicine, affecting the kidneys can affect all of the spheres of influence of the kidneys. So you can help the teeth, the hearing, the urinary bladder. This includes water retention problems. This is definitely another area that some people with Hashimoto's have, is fluid retention. So it helps to resolve some of that. And by stimulating the adrenal glands, we can assist the urinary and respiratory systems. Of course, a lot of us have adrenal issues as well. So this is helpful for those. The solar plexus and the lumbar nerve plexus areas are also exercised and stimulated. Those are major nerve centers. When you lean backwards, you are guiding energy up from your feet and out your head. And in more physical terms, leaning forward and backward affect blood flow to the brain. Oxygen to the brain, blood flow to the brain are very, very important. This strengthens the nervous system, adjusts the overall body metabolism, and improves coordination of all the internal organs. This exercise also tones the abdominals, strengthens your sexual ability, so it's good for your libido. Helps clear your mind, brighten your vision. You're getting blood flow to your eyes too. Also helps prostate problems in men and reproductive system issues in women. So, another great exercise. Does all this cool stuff. Now, one caution here, if you're seriously ill, especially if you have high heart disease or high blood pressure, these exercises should be done very lightly, and you shouldn't bend too far forward or too far backwards. So just be cautious how far you go. Don't overdo it. So to begin, you want to move your left foot out so your feet are a little wider than shoulder width apart. And as you inhale, sweep your hands out to the sides, out in front, bringing them close to the abdomen, across from where your kidneys are, palms facing the abdomen. As you exhale, place the palms on your kidneys. It's in the mid-back, just the bottom of your rib cage and your back. Thumbs to the front, fingers pointing to the back. Keep your legs fairly straight and your knees loose. Right, people with hand problems may place their hands on the lower back or the buttocks to relieve pressures on the wrist and the finger joints. If going up too high is too strenuous. Make sure you're comfortable when you're doing this. As you inhale, lengthen your spine and lean backwards as far and as comfortable as you can, and try to stretch and bend back along the spine. Keep in mind the goal is to strengthen and straighten the spine, but don't overdo it. Make sure you're gentle here. As you exhale, bend forward as far as possible, allowing your head to hang down in the front of your body. It's important to keep both the waist and the back muscles as soft and relaxed as possible. And as you inhale, return to your standing position with your palms on your kidneys again. Lengthen your spine and look up and over, leaning backwards as far as is comfortable. Again, lean back, but don't overdo it. If you start to feel pain, don't go any further. As you exhale, strengthen up, sweeping your arms slightly above and the front of your head. And then bend forward as far as is comfortable, making your hands sweep downward without any arm movement. And if possible, touch your toes. For some of us, that's a tall order. If you can't reach that far, then just hold your lower legs or your knees. Just touch them there. And if you're finding this really challenging, one thing you can do is change the breathing so that every step in the exercise involves an inhale and an exhale. So you don't have to do these really long inhales and exhales. Break it up in smaller pieces if you need to. And instead of reaching directly for your toes, place your palms, thumbs on the inside, fingers on the outside, on your thighs, and massage downward to your toes, thus massaging the kidney and liver channels, which are on the inside of your legs. So again, the important thing here is to not overdo it, do it gently, and make sure it feels good, make sure you don't hurt yourself by leaning too far back or going too far forward too strenuously. Form number 7 is the energy punch. Soul and spirit should be gathered together in order to make the breath fall tranquil. Now this exercise, the purpose of this is really an emotional exercise that adjusts breathing to increase vitality. It stimulates the central nervous system, the lungs, the skeletal and muscular systems, as well as promoting qi and blood circulation. For this one, we move your left foot out so that your feet are a little wider than shoulder width apart. Don't spread your feet farther apart because you'll lose the stable stance. So you want to do them in the horse stance, as I described. And as you exhale, relax your fists and bring them palms upward to the sides of your waists, elbows bent behind. Then mentally, you want to guide your energy down into your lower dantian. That's the area just below the navel. And the fists are placed at the sides of your waist so you can carry the qi from that lower dantian. And imagine an opponent in front of you and look into his eyes with piercing focus. And as you inhale, punch slowly and forcefully forward, rotating the left fist clockwise so that when the arm is fully extended, the knuckles are out on top. So you're rotating your hand. And as you punch, your fist punches qi from your body forward. Your mind and that qi should be one. And when you reach full extension, striking your opponent, make sure you strike with force and confidence. Visualize your whole body glowing with qi in every direction. The first strike's in the middle of the solar plexus of your opponent. Right here. Boom. Keep your shoulder loose and rotate slightly forward at full extension. And as you exhale, return your fist to the original position. You want to repeat these steps with the fist. Complete the repetition. Do it 3 times on each side. And form number 8, the last one of the Golden 8, is the energy jump. Heaven and earth unite to bestow life-giving vigor as well as destiny upon man. Another cool quote. So for this one, the vibrations from landing on your heels go through your spine, helping to open your meridians, stimulate it, and energizing your nervous system, skeletal system, and blood circulation. This exercise stimulates all the joints of the spine, has a healing effect on spinal problems. Also stimulates the growth of bone marrow and balances the internal organs. So bone loss is definitely a concern for people with Hashimoto's. It's one of the side effects of the medication. It's something we certainly need to be concerned about. So this is a great exercise for strengthening the bones, particularly those in your spine, but also really bones all over your body. One caution with this, if you have back problems, particularly lower back problems, you want to be really careful with this, especially if you have like a herniated disc or something like that, because it's going to cause compression as you do this bouncing. So be really, really careful if you have herniated discs or some kind of disc problem in your back. In order to practice this, what we want to do is move your left foot so your feet are about fist width apart, so they're pretty close together, and your hands are at the sides of your body and your back is very straight. Sweep your arms out to gather energy and then bring it in. Relax your arms to the sides. As you inhale, raise up on your toes as if being pulled up on a string. Keep your entire body relaxed like a puppet. Puppet on a string. And as you exhale, imagine that the string is suddenly cut and it makes you drop sharply on your heels. That's where the compression comes in. So you feel that repercussion running through your back and your body. And that's it. Drop down there gently, relax. Make sure you're not tense when you do it. Do it 3 times. Make sure you breathe naturally as you get up on your toes. And bounce 8 times up and down without touching your heels to the ground. Unlike the rest of the exercise, which are done in repetitions of 3, this bouncing portion is not repeated. Just go 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And finish by replacing both hands in the lower dantian with total concentration. Women should place their right hand on their abdomen and then cover it with their left hand. Men, place your left hand on your abdomen and cover it with the top of your right. Okay, and that's the Golden 8. Those are all 8 of the exercises. Hashimoto'sHealing.com